Hello guys, and welcome back to another Tweaker Man video. In this video we're going to be showing you how to make a bamboo diffuser the same as this one. So let's go and I'll show you all the stuff you need to use to make one. Right, okay, we're going to show you all the products we need to make our bamboo diffuser today, and they're on this table. So you're going to need some softwood. I've already cut one piece out to speed the process of the video up. We're going to need some screws. We use some 1.5" 8s there. You're going to need a staple gun. We're going to need, well, I'll use 2 drills because it makes it quicker. And you're going to need this, which is part of a bamboo blind. So basically I've already made mine. I bought massive bamboo blinds, so I had this left over. So this is a cheap bamboo blind, which is in my studio here, and this is a better quality bamboo blind. Now this type works better than that. I tried both of them and this definitely works better. So this is my new studio. It's in a bit of a mess at the moment in here. I moved into this house in November last year, and I built this, hand built the whole thing to exactly the right size I needed, straight across the back of the garden. It's not a massive garden in this house, so but it works really well. So right, okay, so let's get started. So basically you can make these as big as you want or as small as you want. So for this piece that I'm making, I've decided to make it the size that I had left over. This is just to show you how to make it. So basically I've cut up two side panels, or 2 side pieces at 45 centimeters. So 2 of those, and then two at 50 centimeters. So the 50 centimeter ones are the ones that are going to be shaped like this. So basically what we're going to do is I've cut down 30mm to the first line and 45 to the second. So basically I'm going to measure that up to 30mm there and 45. And the idea is there's different depths, you see, so the sound can disperse on different depths. Now the reason why we're using bamboo is because there's loads of holes in it, so the sound will go into those and scatter as it hits them, and it's being shaped as well, like a corrugated shape. So yeah, that works really well. Right, so I need I also need a ruler because I need to measure along here. So we're going to draw our lines here, get it spot on there. Right, on to the next one. So this is a pretty quick job to make actually. I'm not going to do any of the finishing after, which I'll show you what I mean by that. I'm just going to make it, and then it's up to you to paint it or do what you want. Really, when it comes to bamboo, you don't really want to hand paint that because it's going to clog it up, so your best bet would be to spray it. I left my ones white because I just thought they looked okay white anyway, because the bamboo blind was white. You can make them out, you can buy these bamboo blinds in different colours, so if you want to do them another colour, that's fine. But what I did is, once I'd made the frames up, then I painted the frame white to match that. So that's that. Right, okay, let's get back to this part. Right, so we're gonna measure the centre. Now this is where we're gonna start off. 250mm or 25 centimeters. Right, okay, so we're going to make a centre mark down the middle. Right, okay, so now we're going to take our sliding bevel, square, okay, we're going to draw some lines and then back up again, there. Same with down there, and then the next one. So we've got an up and down there like that, and then the next one goes deeper to the next line then. Now obviously the bigger you make these, the more you can go down deeper. Because this is a small one, it's only got 2 deep ones and the rest of them are all more shallow. So we've got 2 45mm depth corrugated, or whatever you want to call them, corrugated pieces, and we've got the rest of them are 30mm. So we're going to go down like this, and then the next one is just going to be a 30mm. Now this is a very simple process to make this diffuser, and I tell you, it works really well. There's a lot of diffusers on the market. Some of them are highly expensive, but this is very cheap to make. I mean, Bamboo Blind, the big one, only costs you, and you get loads of them out of a big one, they only cost you about £30. So right, I'll put that over there for the minute, and now what we're going to do then is we're going to start cutting these out. Now I forgot to show you, I needed a saw to do this. Right, okay, we're going to use a little saw like this. It's quite a fine tooth one. So basically we want to just start cutting off, cutting this wood now. So come round here. We'll cut those ones first down here, and then we'll go back the other way after. And you could cut this with a jigsaw as well if you want, but I just choose to do it with a handsaw. Just most people, I mean, a handsaw's cheap to buy if you don't have one. So. Right, another thing I failed to tell you as well is the depth of this wood here is 65mm, or 6.5 centimetres. Right, okay, so we've got to that stage now, so we're just going to carry on cutting this down here like that. Okay, so we're nearly there. Where are we now? So we come around this side here again. It makes it easier to cut it like this now. Try to keep it square as you can as you cut it. Right, one more and then we're done on that side, and we can go around the other side. Right, that's it. Now we can start off on this side now. Oops. That's one done. Two done. That's it. A little bit in there. Right, just go around this side now. It makes it easier just to keep turning around to do this. Now watch your fingers when you're cutting with a handsaw. Right, last one. Right, excellent. Right, so we've done that. So all we need to do now is just to use a piece of sandpaper. I've got an old piece there, just to clean up the edges a bit, just to make sure we've got no bits hanging off the edges and that splinters coming out and all sorts. Mainly the other side, really, that side where they start to pop out and all that. Now this may not look that good at the moment, but it will soon come together quite nicely. Right, okay, so we've had a little split out there, that's fine, don't worry about that. Stick a bit of glue in there. That's fine. Right, okay, so we've got two now identical. There we go. So basically what we're going to be doing now is we're going to now screw it all up. So put that on there. So basically we're going to offer up a piece of wood. Here the screws are going into the side that way. Then we're also going to glue it together as well. So that's what's handy about having two drills to do it. It's quite quick with two drills. So get some glue along there. Spread it all nice and even. So I always like using baby wipes. I go through loads of these because they're nice and easy to clean up glue with. Right, so that's that. Get our first screw. Make sure that's nice and flush at the top. You can sand it afterwards. Just do. There we go. And you can fill these screw heads over with some 2-pack filler. That always works best, car filler or just 2-pack wood filler. It's much the same product basically. Isopon and benzyne peroxide paste. Right, so that's that. Next one, get another screw in there. That's that one. Turn it round, do this side. So we get that lined up first to get the first one in there. Spread out. Right, another screw. A couple of screws in it. That's that one. Line that up. Let's bend up. Right, turn this around. That way. Right, so this is our second piece, which is going into there like so. Wipe any excess glue away. I'll turn that round that way because it's that's better. Just put some glue on it first. Be nice and quick. So what I need to do is to come around here, over here. Right, go around that a bit. Pull that round a bit, that's better. Now we are going to show you how to make the sound absorption panels in another video. I was going to do that today, film both of them, but I haven't got some of the materials I needed here, so I need to get. Now those sound absorption panels, the actual fabric that's used on that is wool, pure wool. Well, the one I used was an offcut that I got off of eBay, which was supposedly meant to be Hugo Boss, from the company that makes suits and that. And I bought that, and it's really good quality actually. But wool is the best product for absorbing sound. So, right, okay. So we just got to lift that up now, drill that one in there, turn it over that way. Right, there you go. That's that. Now, what you need to do is to try to square this up a bit. So we need to work out whether it's square by measuring the corners. I'll go by that one there, 27.5 inches that way. Yeah, it's pretty much square. That is that by a little fraction. So just pull that way a bit. You can put blocks in the corners if you want to, which we're going to do. So I'm going to just show you how we're going to cut some blocks to go in the corners. Only small blocks, just to keep it square. So we're going to come over to the chop saw here. So this is my chop saw. You can cut these by hand as well, but this will really make sure that they're nice and square. So I'm going to take that around 5 degrees. You want to get that spot on there. Yeah, that's pretty good. Right, clamp that down. And then we're going to cut out 4 blocks, 4 corner blocks, just small ones. They don't have to be very big. Right, so we've got 4 corner blocks here, all ready to go into the corners. So what we're going to do is we're just going to staple those in the corners. And we'll stick these at the back, or in the middle. We'll probably put these in the middle on this actually, to give it some... So basically, got our staple gun here. Couple in there. There we go, that's one. It just keeps the frame more rigid, this wheel. So that's going in there. Right, turn that round there. I mean, you can use filler on the edges if you get any chips out or anything, and you want to finish them nicely. You can. I mean, you could cover this in some upholstery fabric as well if you wanted, or you can paint them. The frame of it. Right. So there's our frame made up. So that's perfect now. So now what we're going to do, we're going to have a tidy up, put some bits down here because we now need to staple our bamboo onto him. That's it, that's gone forever. Button down there, move this stuff over here. Right, just run down with the bit of sandpaper just to take off any bits along the edges and that. You can do all the tidying up of this afterwards, and that can all be tidied up. So that's that. Right, okay. Let's put all that down there for a minute. Right, so we've got our bamboo now. So this is it here. This is bigger than what it should be. So basically we're going to start from one end. So at the top here, we're going to bring that round to the front. Actually, we can start from this end here, this side here. Yeah. We can start from this side here. Right, so we want to get one edge totally lined up really, which is this edge, and then the top edge we can trim off afterwards. So we've got our staple gun here, and what I'm going to do I want to seal this in to make sure this doesn't move. Right, okay, so I'm going to run a bead of PVA along here as well first. Just so that goes, it keeps, because what it will do is it'll attach to this the twine stuff that connects these together as well, just to keep it nice and firm. So we'll just get it on the edge there, so we can get it nice and make sure it's nice and square as it runs up. Right, so we're going to get a staple in there. Oh, we'll staple through these bits here actually, because they'll hold it, make sure they hold it in place. Now if you notice the ones I made in there, I ran some upholstery braid round them afterwards. It just hid up the staples, but you don't need to. If you're going to paint them, the staples will just go, they'll just blend in anyway. There we go. There we go. Right, just up here. Right, okay, you can now pull these ones off. Get rid of those ones there. Right, okay, I'm going to use a pair of scissors to do that. So just come along here and chop those off. And we can trim all that up afterwards. Chop that off. So we can just trim all this stuff up. You can just sand this up afterwards to trim all this up anyway. Right, okay, so we've got it to that stage now. So what we're going to do is just roll this back here, up here for the minute. And then we're going to run a bead of PVA along here. Down to there and up on both sides. Right, we won't bother doing that end bit yet until we can get near there. And just clean the excess glue afterwards with some wipes and that. Just to go off a bit more, there you go. Right, find a wipe. Right, so now what we're going to do, pull this back this way, and keeping this on the edge here will make it nice and square still, so keep that there, both sides there. Right, okay, then we're going to carry on, so we're going to start stapling through here. So if it bulges up, just push it down like that, because the glue will just keep it all in place afterwards. And we're going to run some more glue around it afterwards anyway. Right, now we have to make sure that this, get that up there like that. There we go. Down. Shut down, that one's come out. Keep hold of that, we'll just glue that back in afterwards just so it looks. See what the idea of putting the upholstery braid over, if anything snaps off like that, it'll just cover that up anyway. So let's get some of that glue there. Right. Right, just take that over a bit now, down to there. There we go, another one's fired off there. There we go. Well, now we're back onto the top here, so we're just going to, before we finish that off, we're going to go to the other side now. Yeah, my advice would probably be to cover these up with something like anything that you can put down there to cover it up with. It will just help it from chipping out. So we're going to just follow that through here now. Okay, along the top there. This one now won't chip out this side because it needs to be trimmed off, you see, so you won't have any chipping out on here. Coming down here. Right, okay, so we've got to this end. So what we're going to do now, just going to trim this off at this end a bit, just so, because this bit's flapping about too much there. So we'll just take that off like that. Right, it all starts to unravel, that does. That's why I like putting the glue around it, because it will just hold it in place. Once all them staples, once the glue goes off, it will just hold it in place there. Right, okay, that's that. So we'll just lay that back onto there, nice and neatly. And then we're going to just staple these along here like that. Same with that side. That's my compressor going off. Right, so now we're just going to staple in these bits here again, through those. Make sure you push that on so it don't go over the edge too much. Right, so now what we need to do now is just to trim that up now with the scissors, which have fallen on the floor. There we go. Right, so come through there. There we go. Well, that's hanging over the slightly, so it has gone out very slightly there, but we can sand that off in a minute. So I'll show you how I'm going to do that. Right, so we'll get that up there like that, and now what we're going to do is just trim this up now, just with the scissors like that. Just run it along the edge, down. You can use a knife as well, this stuff breaks very easy. Right, so it's just going to keep going up. Right, okay, at this point I'm going to use a knife. Right, so we're trimming it with a knife really. It works easier with a knife. You can do it with a scissor, it gets a bit awkward down there. It doesn't matter totally if it's not totally flush, because I'm going to sand this up on my machine in a minute. But you can just use a sanding block or something to get it off. Right, we're just coming to the end of it now. Right, okay, so we've got it, that is it made basically. That's our bamboo diffuser made. I've missed a couple of staples over this side down there for some reason. So I need to just push that down and staple those in. Now, staples have run out. So I need some more staples, I've got some here. Now this is a professional upholstery staple gun, so this works really well for this. So basically we're going to put that down there now, get some wipes because there's a bit of glue bleeding out all over the gaff. Right, we're just going to wipe any old excess glue off anywhere it is, sorry. Right, okay, so, and under the back there. Now the finishing is, I'm extremely fussy, so although this looks a bit in the rough at the moment, you take your time and you leave it to dry and then you sand it up. So what we're going to do now is we're going to sand this, just the edges of it, just to show you how to finish it off. But you can sand it either with a sander once it's dried, or you can sand it by hand, or I've got something called a oscillating bobbin sander. So turn that on if the power's on. Right, okay, so we're just going to run it along the edge just to make sure it's just got nothing hanging over the edge, the bamboo. So there's a bit hanging over there. There you go, that's probably going to break off that bit as well. We'll just snap that bit off, we're going to fill those anyway. Go around that side because that needs sanding off a bit there. Go back to that front bit there. Okay, that's all right now. Same with this side here now. Any bits like that we'll just snap off there. Just holding it at a slight angle just so we can trim off the bamboo. Okay, nice and neat. This is a very cool sander, this thing. It's really good. It's got all different size sanding pads on it that go up and down, and it works really well. So we want to make sure that goes nice and flat there. I mean, if you're not totally bothered about what it looks like after, it's totally fine, you could leave it as it was. But as I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and if it's down in your room and you want your room to look nice, it's best to try to finish it off nice and neatly. And that's done really well, that's gone really well. So just going to do the same with this side here. I just want to take off those. Right, okay, that'll do for now. There. Right, okay, so we're going to just put this back down there for a minute. Take that off of there. Now what I did, so you've got all these bits that have come off at the edges. You need to trim all these little bits off because they'll be hanging off the edges and that. Make sure they're all trimmed up. The best way to trim these up is with a nice little pair of small sharp scissors, really, like a pair of hairdressing scissors or something. I don't suppose anybody's got any, but if they have, then that's quite good. So now they're like that. Now what I did before on my ones now is even though I covered those, because I'm a bit of a perfectionist, I covered those in braid, I still wanted to seal that down very well. So what we're going to do here, right, okay, this is decorator's cork. So what I'm going to be doing is just running some of this along the edge here and just work it a bit at a time, and just smudge that in. This is on the edge bit here, so basically what it's doing is it's sealing it in as well, and this will cover in any little cracks and that or any of the bits that are broken off as well. So just take your time and do it really neatly, and I'll do it all round and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like afterwards. Right, okay, we've put the decorator's cork all around the edge of it now. So so what will happen is if you spray this now, you'll spray over the decorator's cork and you probably won't really notice it too much. You can spray it with car paint. That's the best thing to do, from Halfords or whatever your nearest car place is. Anyway, so that's it. So basically that you screw that to the wall. Obviously all the rest of the frame you can paint up, fill it a bit, do some filling on it, make it look nice and neat. So you'd fill all these screws in, make it nice and neat, and there you can see on the edge, you see that them ones go up higher than those ones, and basically the idea is the sound just disperses off of that, because what happens with sound is instead of bouncing off of it, it can't really bounce because you've got all these little gaps as well in the bamboo, so that'll just disperse off of it. So that's that. So thank you for watching another Tweaker Man video. I won't really post too much in the description because you probably, this is self-explanatory where to buy this stuff. You just get them from a blind place or a DIY store, the bamboo blind, and then same with the wood. So again, thank you for watching another Tweaker Man video. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to me. Cheers.